Hey, it's Scott with Storyteller. Today we talked to a young real estate agent in Southeast Pennsylvania who's killing it with using a lot of video for building his business. And we're also going to give you a demonstration and a description of what we think the best package is for you to make video quickly, easily, and on the go. This is the inaugural edition of Storycast.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there.
This is Colin Cameron. He's a real estate agent, like I said, from southeastern Pennsylvania, Adams County mostly, Hanover, Gettysburg, and though he's no Spielberg, he has fully embraced video.
I may not be the right agent for you if you think it's a problem that I always forget about my Kohl's cash. Like every time.
And he does a lot of video.
I may not be
He does
your agent
video to inform.
if you don't want to work with a real person. Because there is a huge scarcity right now in the Southwestern School District for homes between $150,000 to $200,000.
And he does video to educate.
Agent's gonna pick up the phone. We're supposed to answer your questions. Cat's out of the bag.
And he does video to try and connect on a real, personal level
Interest-free for 10 years. I won't deny it.
with his audience,
I don't know why I did this.
all the while keeping his business in focus.
I don't think this is a good idea. Matt, didn't I just help you buy this house?
Yeah, like a year ago.
Where are you going, man?
On a real, personal level. He's also not adverse to a little silliness here and there,
We have a new listing coming.
including this listing video involving a drunken bear. There's even occasional guest appearances by his daughter Harper.
Listen to your agent's advice.
She's educational too,
You hired them for a reason.
and entertaining.
I had a lot of sugar and it's pretty close to bedtime.
Does your agent have knowledge of the area?
Colin's doing so much with just the tools at his disposal. I thought he was a natural for our show, so we got him on a video conference so I could ask him the truly burning and meaningful questions, like why this JJ is here on his Facebook page. So, Colin Cameron, what's the JJ for?
Nothing really.
I like it. I like it. Just
It's a nickname.
it's just a nickname.
I've had since high school. There's really no meaning behind it. It's just something that's stuck.
Let's go ahead and try and get some questions in here. Tell me a little bit about how you got into real estate initially, how long you've been doing it, and a little bit about your market.
Wow, that's a lot of question. I am in my fourth year of real estate. I am a third generation agent. So mom is an agent down in the DC metro area, and my grandfather was an agent as well. He has since passed away. But for me, how I got into it, it's a story. You want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
It's a storyteller, right? I got out of college in 2010, and I had a couple of jobs real early. I managed a restaurant, and then I went to a baseball team and sold sponsorships. And then I got hired on to run a coffee company. And that coffee company was part of a parent company, and it folded. And I was newly a father with a 1-year-old and just gotten separated, and I didn't have a job. And my mom called me and she said, it's time to get into real estate. And I was kind of at one of those points where any direction was direction.
Right.
And I said, well, crap, if I can't listen to her, then that's a problem. Not only that, but if I fail, I know I have a springboard because I did what she wanted me to.
Right.
And I took it and I ran. I did, and it got me to where I am now. I'm on pace to do 50 units this year. I did 37 last year. Yeah. I'm
Now,
really
independently,
blessed.
do you have a team?
I do. I have an admin and I have a buyer's agent.
Nice.
Those transactions I'm talking about are solely my own though. I feed my buyer's agent leads that come to my listings because I am a big advocate of not representing both parties in the same transaction. I do
Gotcha.
not like it.
Not a
I have
dual
no
agency
problem
fan.
saying it. Yeah, I like making money, but I don't think that's a great way to make money.
Yeah, it's also one of those things to convince everybody that, when you have two different parties, like it's sometimes difficult to convince them you have both parties' interests at heart.
Correct. I mean, the only times I will do dual agency is when it's a cash as is sale.
Right.
Because the only thing you agree upon is the price.
When did you decide that video was something that you were going to incorporate into your business?
About a year and a half to 2 years ago. I really only figured out video probably about a year ago, where I started putting out quality content and realizing what was gaining traction and what was needed in the marketplace. I made the decision to do video because in my market, I have two counties. I have York and Adams County. My primary market is Adams County, which is about 100,000 people, like you said. Between the two counties, there are 600,000 people and 1,000 real estate agents.
Wow.
So I realized very quickly that our market, we're about an hour north of Baltimore. And it takes about 5 years for ideas to trickle from Baltimore to here. And I realized there was a need for something different. So I wanted to offer something different. So I started doing video. There's a few people doing it here and there now, but it's still a wide open market for that kind of content.
The real estate industry is particularly suited for it. And what do you think specifically for you was the crux? What were the types of videos that really made an impact on growing your business?
So we as real estate agents, one of the things we struggle with is talking about the things we want to talk about versus talking about the things that our audience wants to hear about.
Right. I think everybody has that problem, kind of.
They do. And especially in real estate, we're super self-involved. To be a real estate agent, you do have to like yourself because you're constantly promoting yourself. But to gain traction in a way where people are paying attention to what you're saying because you're offering valuable content is a big deal. I can tell you about 2 months ago, I made a video. I got criticized by another agent for just being too goofy.
Was it the I may not be your agent if?
No, it wasn't even that one.
Wait, was it the drunken teddy bear house showing?
Nope. Well, I got criticized for, yes, that's the one I got criticized for sure. And I will admit, I went way left with that one. And, I came back to center. So I got criticized pretty hard in our circle for that. And they said, you never put any serious content out. So the next week I rolled out a video where I busted 14 real estate myths and did not make a single joke. I wore a cardigan. I sat down with a glass of wine.
I saw that one.
I just did it. You did? Yeah, I did it with a straight face.
But that's like Bill Murray trying to play serious dramatic roles. I'd seen so many of your videos before that one that I found that one very amusing anyway.
Yeah, and that was the whole point. That was directly after that bear video. And I just wanted to demonstrate, yes, I can do this if I want to do it. And I still kind of snuck in a joke at the end. And the funny part is, it got a lot of traction, and I was really surprised because I was boring. I was intentionally very boring.
Well, they say that if you're answering a specific question or addressing a specific concern or need, then the video is going to be shared, sent, received, that kind of thing. So say you've got say you're getting ready to coach somebody and they say to you, I'm a newer agent and I understand that video is an important part of what I do. What advice do you give them? Like, where do you tell them to start?
Ooh.
That was a great face, by the way.
Yeah. So we'll backtrack a little bit here. So when there's a brand new agent and they want to pick my brain, I kind of tell them to throw out the rule book of what was.
Right.
A really good friend of mine said to me recently, when everybody's going right, go left. So when I first got licensed and I sat down and I interviewed with my broker, they asked me, how am I going to get business? And I said, Facebook. And that was 4 years ago.
Right.
And she's like, well, you're not going to door knock. You're not going to send mailers. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to do that because I have this policy of, I don't want to sell in a way that I wouldn't want to be sold to.
Right.
So I don't want somebody knocking on my door trying to get me to buy encyclopedias. And well, that translates to what I do also. I'd rather be present and I'd rather show you who I am with video, and be okay with taking down that third wall, that veil of I'm a serious professional that knows everything about left and right. No, I'm a real person. So if there was a new agent in front of me and they wanted to know about doing video, don't be afraid to be yourself.
Right.
It might turn away business, and that's okay. You're going to save yourself a world of headache. So that business will filter itself out. And then the people that your content, that it resonates with, they'll love you and they'll support you. And those are the people you want. You want the people that believe in what you're doing and how you're doing things, and you attract like-minded people by putting yourself on display in its truest form.
And I really like the phrase, it filters itself out, because that's what it comes down to, is people that have a problem with you as a person. It's another reason I like that I might not be your agent if video. I mean, people that don't like you as a person aren't going to be any fun to work with in the first place. You might regret having signed them on at one point or another.
Well, even bigger than that, you need to gain people's trust.
Right.
And if they don't like how you're operating and how you're doing business, you're never going to gain that trust. Never. And it's going to be more of a headache.
So another way I came across you was obviously through Aaron Bennick Thomas, but RETV. Tell me about how RETV came about, and tell me about when it launched and how it's going.
Wow.
I know I keep giving you these big, I'm asking for soliloquies. So
yeah. Tim Macy and I, he's an agent down in San Antonio. We're pretty good friends. And we do a lot of video together, and we always go back and forth on ideas, and we criticize each other. We try to help each other in what we're doing. And probably about 3 months ago, we were just chatting, and I was like, there's not anything that exists where people can just share their video content and receive help. And
just feedback,
just feedback,
yeah.
Or just specifically a real estate group where it is just about video. And I said, RETV, that's what I want. And he and I, we spitballed it back and forth, and I will give him that. So my flaw, I'm a creative. I'm not an executor. not at all. I can come up with some great freaking ideas, but if you're like, oh, go do this, this, and that, I'm going to be like, okay, nope. So he rode me pretty hard. He's like, dude, that's a good idea. We got to figure this out. And we launched the group about 3 weeks ago. We're up to 2,000 members.
I know. It's pretty impressive. I mean, you guys were at like 1,500 in like 5 days. So, I mean, it was kind of crazy.
It's flattering and it's kind of overwhelming, and I'm kind of like, oh, what do they see?
Well, I've really enjoyed watching some of that stuff, and I firmly believe that you have to be engaging to be engaged. Somewhere.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna have to post something on there, but I'll have to disclose the fact that I'm not an agent myself. What do you want to tell the world about video and real estate, and how it correlates with you and your life and your business?
Sure. It's a little bit of everything. You can hire any agent. And this is what I'll tell you. The company they work for, that's where they hang their license. It's not necessarily the company working for you. It's the agent working for you.
Right.
Your relationship was with the agent. So
right.
When you interview an agent, whether it's a buyer's agent or a seller's agent, ask them about their belt of tools, ask them what they are going to be able to do for you. You can work for any company, but it is down to that agent to get the job done.
Right.
A lot of times people misconstrue the fact that, they have XYZ signs on the ground. Okay. That's great. But what is that agent doing? And for me, video is a great way to showcase my listings, to do some pre-listing periods. So I can showcase a home with a video and say, hey, this is going to be on the market in a week. Here's your preview. Check it out. Let me know if you have any interest. And the great part about video is it gives me an opportunity to show people who I am and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And if you're making good content, people are going to watch it, and they're going to watch it all the way through.
Yep. And all it takes is one great video for them to check back every time you put anything up.
Correct. And for me, the way I use video, I'm in a small area, I already said it, is I'm fortunate where I'm at a point. Literally, I bought beer the other day, and the cashier was like, oh, you're that real estate agent.
Well, it had to happen sooner or later.
Well, it happens. It happened at the bank last week. And that's what it is I don't want to jam things down people's throat. I just want to exist and be the guy who does that thing. And
I think it's pretty awesome.
That's the presence. I mean, that's what I'm going for. If somebody chooses to watch what I'm doing, they watch what I'm doing. And if they appreciate it, then they'll contact me.
Yep. And they'll remember.
They will. They totally will. And it's, I'll say it again, it's okay not to resonate with everybody. It's okay.
Right. Now, really quick, I want to throw one more thing. What do you say to those people out there that say they can't do it? They can't make videos.
Ooh.
You hear it all the time, right? You make those great videos. I could never do that.
I do hear it all the time. If you look through my history, I have some real crappy ones.
Right. That's one of the things that made me want to have you, though. That's just on the show, is because there's great content, and it's not Shakespeare, and it's not Spielberg, and it's not it's hard pressed to even call it art house film stuff. It's just very straightforward, you doing your thing. And I really think that it's a great example of how people could do it. I just, it really is just as easy as a good selfie stick, a reasonable phone, and a decent microphone. And as long as it's watchable, it's probably going to be useful to somebody.
Exactly. And I progressed from a phone to, I have a camera and I have a tripod and I have that kind of stuff now. It's practice.
Right.
It's practice. And when agents tell me they're afraid to get on video, I'm like, I just saw your face on a bench. Like,
right. You'd rather have someone's backside on your face than have them have to glance at you on Facebook.
Well, if you're already putting that out there, I mean, really, what's the difference?
Right.
And our job as agents, part of it is, agents wear badges and they get stopped in the grocery store and they're like, oh yeah, I'll have a conversation with a random stranger. What's the difference?
Right.
What is the difference
at all? I think it comes down to, in a lot of cases, I think it comes down to that thing where no matter what the circumstances are, when you see yourself on film or on video or whatever the case might be, all you can see is whatever the worst thing you can think of is, Yeah.
And it's hard to train yourself not to care, and it's hard to ignore criticism. And, at a certain point, you get validation from your business, not from your peers.
Right.
And that is a tough thing
from your clients, not from your peers.
Correct. My market, it's a small market. They do not love what I'm doing.
They probably don't love the fact that it's reasonably effective.
Yeah. And they don't know how to do it necessarily. For me and my style, there are lots of video styles. There are the home tours that are beautiful, where you have the great shots and they walk through a home and nobody's talking. And those work too. Those work just as well. And then there's the people who stand outside the house and they make an introduction to the house, and then you just see the house. My style is 100% personality. Yep.
Here I am. Here's the house. I'm walking you through personally.
Yeah. You can't teach personality. And that's the biggest question I get is, well, how do you do it? Well, I'll tell you. I will wake up and I have a notepad. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And I have 50 video ideas sitting, on an Excel spreadsheet. Will I use them all? No, but they're there. Right. So I get a little nugget of an idea and then I run with it. I don't script everything out. I show up with an idea. I'm like, this is what I want to do. And as long as it abides by the 80-20 rule, as long as it's 80% together and it's watchable and it's good and the audio is okay, there's a couple of jokes here and there, then I'll put it out. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
And the reason a lot of the stuff resonates is because it's not perfect.
Right.
It's me.
Yeah. People make the connection because you seem just like a regular guy.
And that's it. Oh gosh. And you're touching on one more thing, man.
Hit me.
The biggest power of video is a lot of times when I sit down at a listing appointment or I meet with a buyer, they stop me and they say, you're just like you are in your videos.
Right?
You have no idea how powerful that is, because you've already made that introduction of yourself to somebody else, and it makes that meeting so much easier because they feel like they know you. You can skip right over that period of warming them up. You'd be like, yeah, that's me. That's what I do.
You don't need the courtship.
You don't,
right?
Because they already feel like they have some kind of connection to you.
Awesome.
So.
Hey, I really appreciate you taking the time and bearing with us early on with the technical difficulties and such. I want to give you an opportunity to tell people where they can find your videos, where they can find, just give me your, your website. Do you have a YouTube channel? Give me a plug for RETV. Just go ahead and promote yourself for a couple minutes shamelessly.
Sure. Oh yeah. I'm down about that. So my name's Colin Cameron. I cover South Central Pennsylvania, so York and Adams County. That is right on the Maryland line. It's about an hour north of Baltimore and about an hour south of Harrisburg. For me, the best way to get a hold of me, you can find my business page at Colin Cameron Realtor on Facebook. And if you want to connect with me personally, that's totally fine. It's just Colin Cameron. You'll find me. It's Colin J J Cameron.
Right.
But you'll find me. And the best place to actually find all my videos is right on my personal page. I like putting things out there for people to see just from my page. And I know that's weird, and I know that's so backwards, but that's how I do it, man. As far as RETV, if you just search RETV in Facebook and you're in the industry, whether you're a title agent, a lender, or just an agent in general, sign on up. We'll invite you in, and we'll give you some feedback.
Or just a guy that works with a lot of them.
A guy that works with a lot of them. So
that's what it comes down to.
Yep. And if you want to email me, it's ccameron.sta@gmail.com.
Yep, I got it, man. Hey, thanks very much for your time. And watch for a post. I'm going to throw something up on the RETV sometime later this week. I got an idea.
Yeah.
I think I like it.
I would love to see it.
Hi, my name's Nigel, and I'm the production manager here at Storyteller, and I'm here to give you this episode's tech tip. Today I'll be discussing the importance of getting good sound for your videos. When most people make videos, they greatly underestimate the importance of sound. Sound is as important, if not more important, as the camera work. The first step in recording good audio is choosing the right mic. For beginners, I strongly recommend using a lav mic, otherwise referred to as a lapel mic. Here we have the Mayano omnidirectional lapel microphone. You can pick one of these up on Amazon for about $20. Omnidirectional means that they capture sound in a 360-degree pattern around the tip of the mic, which is referred to as the capsule. Because these mics are omnidirectional, you can clip them onto your shirt anywhere near the solar plexus, and you will be able to capture crisp, clean dialogue without picking up all the ambient noise in the room. I hope this helps you capture great sound for all your future projects. Thanks for watching this episode's Tech Tip, and we'll see you next time on Storycast.
Hey, and this concludes this episode of Storycast. I want to thank Colin Cameron for being here with me, and I want to thank Nigel for giving you the tech tip. Every episode of Storycast is going to feature an interview with someone using video to help enhance their business, and a tech tip just like that. And by the way, if you have a tech question, or if you have a suggestion for someone who might be a great interview using video for their business, shoot me an email at production@storyteller.com, and I'll send you a nice $25 gift card. My name's Scott, and this has been Storycast.